Straw Hut Media.
Hey, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Genuinely GG. We are here hanging. I have been smoking. Anita, have you been inhaling?
I have.
But that's okay because I have someone who supports this. You found someone for me that supports this.
I'm a good friend. That's what I do.
She's running for office right now. Mm-hmm. And the coolest part for me, what was the coolest part for me? Do you know what the coolest part was for me? Can you guess it?
I'm going to say that you guys both have a Rottweiler.
Yes. Yeah. She must be like a legit cool person if she has a Rottweiler. But she's legit cool because we got to explore some of her other views and what she's looking to try to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, another thing that, again, caught my attention and wanted to bring her on was the fact that, she is a woman. There's not so many people in the council that are women, and she is from Latin descent, and so just well-rounded, awesome, just girl. And
so
cool
you were girl powering
it up.
Okay,
yeah.
So for your sake, because you brought her in, I hope she's a dope girl.
I think she has a fucking Rottweiler. Don't forget right there. I was like, out of all her Instagram, as soon as I saw that, I was like. Damn.
But I had to jump in and say, look, girlfriend, a lot of people make a lot of promises in the beginning of their campaigns when they're trying to, run for office. They make a lot of promises. And I think us as a people, as a society, we want to hear what they want to do. We want to see the changes. And she took us through that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk to Dulce Vasquez.
Do it.
You know her from Shaws of Sunset. You know she doesn't hold back.
It's not about what women have to go through. It's about what any individual needs to go through to clean things up, to make things happen.
This is Genuinely GG.
Hi, Dulce.
This is Gigi. I think you guys briefly met that day at the LA Mission.
Nice to meet you.
Yes.
Thank you for being
Thank
here.
you.
We appreciate you being here so much. And we're really, really looking forward to asking you so many questions to get to know you more so the whole world can get to know a little bit more about you, because clearly Anita had special things to say.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to learn more about you.
Thank you for having me.
What does it entail exactly to run for office? I mean, because I see on movies and you read on the news, it's very expensive, these campaign trails that you guys lead. So what does it look like for you? Because you said you have a day job. So how does that look in a day in your life?
Yeah. So a day in my life. So normally, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, I am either in my office in downtown Los Angeles or in my home office, sort of depending on who I'm meeting. And as sort of COVID starts to let up, I am physically in the office more and more. I would say prior to running for office, that 9 to 5 looked more like 7 to 7. So I have, when I say that my employer is very much a part of this, it's the fact that I have to end my day at 5 o'clock, because at 5:01, I have to switch to campaign mode in order to raise money or direct my team, whether that's my field team or my policy team. But I would love to talk to you more about the monetary barriers to entry in running for office. There are, I don't come from money. My mom cleans houses, and my dad works in construction. And I obviously, have to pay for my own life. So having a job is necessary, but there are so many people who don't have a job and can do this full time. So when we talk about fundraising, they have time to call people at 9 o'clock in the morning, or, we talk about a lot of folks who can go to protests in the middle of the day, right? Whether you're protesting for really great causes like unions or healthcare or whatever. Some of these things are at 10 o'clock in the morning in front of City Hall. And I'm like, yo, I gotta work.
Right. Wow, it's hard.
It's hard. Well, that's we'll definitely get into all that, but I guess where you caught my attention was at the LA Mission, and and we were all out there that same day doing some work for Thanksgiving and feeding the homeless, and that's something that Gigi's been really passionate about for I don't know how many years. You've been
13
doing it,
years,
13
now,
years,
13 years,
and every year there's a group of girls that we all want to be her +1 because she gets to take someone.
They literally they claim the the at next events way in advance. Like, okay, the next time you go, can I go? Please. I'm like, but we can help every day. You don't have to wait for the event to help, okay.
But luckily I was picked to do it. And so I was there. And then while her and Reza were doing the, serving the turkey and the gravy, me and you were plate runners. So I met you in line as a plate runner. And I think we first, I don't know how we started talking. And then we started talking about like Northwestern. And so you're a Northwestern alumni. And I'm a big secret Northwestern fan. I'm a Wildcat fan just because my older sister went to Northwestern undergrad medical school residency. So that caught my attention. We had an instant connection there. And then we went into how people pronounce your name, Dulce, like Dulce Liche, whatever. And then we talked about Vasquez being your last name. And that's one of my favorite characters from Alien. Do you watch Alien? Do you Ryan? Do you watch Alien? Remember Vasquez?
Sigourney Weaver?
No, Vasquez was she was like one of the other really tough, like strong military girls that was like killing
Alien was Sigourney Weaver.
Yes.
Oh my
yes.
gosh.
Yeah.
What a memory. I don't remember.
Yeah. So I was like excited about that. And then you made a couple. Then you said you're running for council. So city council, June 7th, 2022, District 9.
District 9.
Yeah. And so I thought that was, pretty awesome. And then we talked about how you're one of the only women. I think it was like out of the 15 people, there's 5. So I wanted you to kind of 3?
3.
Oh, wow.
Out of 15 council members, there are only 3 women in a city, second largest city in the country, city that claims to be so progressive. There are only 3 women on city council.
In every campaign, in every, voting system that you're trying to get elected, is that the norm, that it's always such a low statistic of women, or does that happen to be just this time?
So it's not about people running. So right now, like currently serving, out of 15 council members that are currently serving, only 3 are women. There are a ton of talented women that are running. Some of us, including myself, challenging men who are currently in those positions. Some of them are open seats. And, only 3 have won and have been sat as council members.
Wow.
Okay. So yeah. So that was something that really caught my attention. And also that you come from a Mexican descent, like you're from Mexico, your parents migrated over. I think you were born there, you came with them, and then your brother was born here.
That's right. You have such a great memory. Oh my God.
So just if you can kind of like, I just want to know how it's been like being not just a woman in this, in this whole political run and also being a minority and the fact that you're with your, ethnicity. So if you can kind of elaborate on how it's been and the kind of the obstacles that you've had to face.
Oh, where do I start? So just a little bit about me. Dulce Vasquez, born in Mexico, born in a little coastal town on the Gulf of Mexico called Tampico. My parents brought me here when I was 7. My dad was a dairy farmer back then. My mom was a nanny. I spent the next 7 years undocumented, which was scarier as I got older because I was always very smart and always loved school. Didn't quite know what I was going to do for college, but thankfully my parents fixed my papers and I was able to go to Northwestern University on a full ride. I came to Los Angeles to run a nonprofit here. So I volunteer a lot, not only at the mission, but I focus a lot on mentoring young women as well. So right now, actually, my campaign team is full of young women that I've mentored before, one of them since she was 15 years old. So it's really special to see women thrive. And in general, I've just always been such an amazing supporter of women thriving in women's causes, including reproductive rights and others. So running for city council it's my first time doing it. Definitely not something that I thought I would be doing, but I felt compelled to do it after seeing how our governments managed the pandemic, not just in terms of healthcare and outreach to Latino and Black communities, but also in education. I work right now in education, and I see education in everything, right? It's not just about schools and curriculum. It's about safe streets. It's about clean and open parks. It's about transit that's on time, accessible, and free. It's about teachers being able to live near places where they work. And in this process, I had actually gone through candidate training. Shout out to Emerge California. It's a phenomenal organization that trains women on how to run for office. I had gone through that training, and one of the things that stuck out the most to me was sort of, how few women run. Because when women run, women tend to win. But we still have nationally only about 20% of elected positions are women.
Wow.
And nationally, to go one step deeper, nationally, Latinos are about 20% of the population, but only 1% of elected officials. So I've got sort of two things going against me. And the other thing that they said to me was like, women find it really hard to ask for money, which is true.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we ask for it, we ask for less and we receive less compared to men.
Okay.
So a man will just go up to you and be like, hey, give me $5,000. I will go up to him and be like, hey, do you have $100?
Yeah.
and someone will give that guy $5,000. And out of the 100 that I asked you for, they'll give me 50.
It's definitely difficult being a woman, being a minority woman, any of that in any position. To be quite honest, I think we've all sort of experienced that. We're Middle Easterns. We've experienced that quite significantly as well. But holding on to the woman versus man thing, it's been done a lot of times. I'm not undermining you at all because it's a reality. We're living it. I'm living it. So, but I don't think that's what you represent. And I love the few things that Anita was telling me that you do represent. It's not about what women have to go through. It's about what any individual needs to go through to clean things up, to make things happen, to apply situations, and to see a better good come from it. So absolutely. I would love if we can, talk about those amazing things that you were recently telling me about.
Yeah. I mean, you're into the, to make the neighborhoods like safer, livable neighborhoods, public safety, which I wanted to get into. I'm going to go back to that one. Education, bridging the gaps, corruption in City Hall, which I really want to get into.
Well, let's get into that.
Want to get into that okay?
What do you want to get into?
And then transportation and small business assistance, which is great because coming from a small business thing that I have. But what I do is let's talk about what do you mean corruption in City Hall and how are you is that something in your platform that you want to help?
So going back to Gigi's point, and I really do appreciate you pointing that out because I think the way that I've been running my campaign is not usually like what is wrong with my opponent. It's like, what is the vision that we need for a better, thriving Los Angeles, and particularly for this district, because this district in Los Angeles, District 9, South Central, sort of like south of downtown, around USC, Expo Park area. It has the lowest average household income. It's the most Latino district in the city. It has the lowest educational attainment. Sort of all it's the youngest district in the city too. It has sort of all the maladies. And when I think about my vision for this part of town, it's about like, how do we make sure that kids are completing high school and going to college? How do we make sure that we have small businesses that are supported with investments that are reasonable for them, or that they even have access to capital? I have a buddy who's trying to get a brewery off the ground, just needs $10,000. And the fact that a bank won't even loan him $10,000 for a really, what I think is a brilliant idea, is a problem with this part of town. The fact that like insurance is higher to be paid here because you have more, like car, petty stuff. I want to fix all of that. And I have a vision for a thriving district and a thriving region, which we really need right now, not just in this part of town, but for Los Angeles broadly. We need better leadership. We need a strategic vision over the next 10, 15, 20 years that I feel like has been missing for a long time.
We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back,
honestly, you can't pay for any better security than a Rotweiller.
That bark shakes the house.
Oh, I know, girl. I've seen her angry. And it's
I've never
something
seen her
I
angry.
think I was shaking for 2 days.
Genuinely Gigi is supported by Quip. The Quip electric toothbrush is loved by over 7 million mouths. It has timed sonic vibrations with 30-second pulses to guide a dentist's recommended 2-minute clean. The lightweight and sleek design has no bulky charger or wires to weigh you down. And it comes with a multi-use travel cover that doubles as a mirror mount for less clutter. If you go to getquip.com/Golnesa right now, you'll get your first refill free. That's your first refill free at getquip.com/Golnesa, spelled Golnesa. Beyond brushing, Quip has everything you need to build a complete oral care routine. They also have anti-cavity toothpaste and refillable sugar-free gum that comes with a dispenser. Starting from $5, you can have Quip deliver fresh floss, toothpaste, mouthwash, and gum refills with free shipping.
Good health starts with good habits, and Quip makes it easy by delivering all the oral care essentials you need to care for your mouth. And the reusable handles and range of sleek metal hues will fit with whatever bathroom aesthetic you're looking to create. That's one less thing to put on the shopping list every week. And the stylish electric brushes start at just $25. Quip, the good habits company.
One thing you did say to me that day is because I with Gigi and her, she's sitting here smoking. I'm getting a contact high, and she's a big advocate for cannabis just because it's helped her in many ways, and especially with her RA and just for pain. And what is your take on that? Because I know that you said that is part of your campaign, and so what can you elaborate on that a little bit more? So I think you guys have that connection there. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what we talked about in particular, and I think the city has a lot to do with how we are implementing cannabis law and cannabis growth within the city. So what I pointed out to was in the mayor's budget this year, in the line under revenues, particularly cannabis licensing revenues, he had increased it from last year to this year 300%. And I said, if you're expecting that big of an increase in licenses, that means that you're going to start giving out licenses again. How do we make sure that who you are giving those licenses to are equitable for Black and Latino small business owners that want to make sure that they are able to reap the benefits from from cannabis, which has been from a drug that has been that has led to their criminalization since the start of time, right? So how do we make sure that moving forward, those that have been targeted and have lost family members, livelihood, who have been incarcerated, make sure that they are reaping some of the benefits of this new industry?
Yeah,
I think part of that too is my strong desire to see a public bank of Los Angeles happen, as a lot of this business is still on a cash-only basis. How do we make sure that we have money from tax dollars to be reinvesting in the community, and that business owners feel safe, have a place to deposit if it's going to continue on a cash basis, have a place to deposit, but also, how do we bring it up into sort of a financial digital age as well?
Mm-hmm.
I think those are very two different things, financially speaking, and doing sort of what's right for medicinal or whatever other purposes. Mm-hmm. I think it's great, but it's sort of wishful thinking to think that anything's going to change as far as taxes on cannabis, or as far as where the money goes from cannabis, because as long as we're held at a federal level when it comes to cannabis, it's not federally approved, it's not federally legal, then it goes by state. And then when it goes by state, it goes by county. And then it just becomes so much. And so it's just, we got to fall out of that federal category. It's just
Absolutely.
Weed. It makes everybody better. I mean, she knows. She knows I was crazy before weed. It's just saved my life.
She was a little crazier. It's really helped her in many ways.
It helps everyone.
Yeah.
It's like no one gets a DUI usually from weed. DUIs have gone down because People who are high are too scared to drive. And if they drive, they're driving 5 miles per hour thinking that the cops are right behind them. People who are drunk don't think anything's wrong and they slam on the gas and just fly. I'm just saying. There's politics there to that. We could talk about that a whole different time.
That's a whole nother conversation.
But Gigi, I think that, yes, at a federal level, we should be legalizing cannabis. And I think that you need more elected officials at every level, not just at the federal level.
Agreed.
To be pushing for federal legislation. So this is not Des Moines City Council. This is Los Angeles City Council. No offense to Des Moines if anyone's listening from Des Moines. But this is the second largest city in the country with the probably more powerful city council than New York, because New York has like 50 of them. And to have people that are friendly to this and are willing to do the work to make sure that at every level we are pushing forward access, equity, and inclusion, and sort of like an everyone benefits from this mentality to it. I think it's really important.
So corruption in City Hall was something that was one of the issues that you are. What can you elaborate a little bit more on that? Because that just kind of caught my attention. So what?
Without being too negative, out of our 15 council members over the last 3 years, 3 of them have been indicted on federal corruption charges. And I think that is, sort of indicative of, like how powerful this position is, that, people feel the need to be bribing their elected officials, but like, 2, also just how susceptible people are and how we need to choose better leaders that, don't lose sight of the goal, and make sure that they're representing people. And part of it is, we have so many elected officials who have been in their positions of power for a very, very long time. One example is the guy that I'm challenging has been in office, in some sort of elected office, for 30 years. And honestly, like, I'm not accusing him of corruption, though he was named in an FBI search warrant for another council member. The FBI is still working on whatever it is that they're working on. But
Dulce, let me ask you this. I'm sorry. Let me ask you this, Dulce, because I'm going to play the bad cop here. Just respect that. I'm not trying to come for you. I just want to get answers out there so people can understand, because this is going through my mind. And if it's going through my mind, I'm going to assume it's going through other people's minds as well.
Sure.
Yes.
So here you are, you're in this position, as so many other politicians have been in before you that have led to higher rankings. And they have all sat here and sworn so similar as you're swearing that there's corruption and they're wholesome people. And in those moments, they honestly are. And then they turn corrupt. So I'm sure here you are, and I'm going to play bad cop. You're a woman. And you are a scorned woman because you see what your family had to go through to get you here, right? As a minority, as a not papered person, right? So you have these emotional aspects. What makes us think that when you get to your position and you elevate higher rankings and whatnot, that you don't take advantage of the system in the opposite way?
Right. No, I think you're absolutely right. And the best thing that I can do is obviously advocate for myself and have people that, can attest to the fact that I'm a decent human being. No, but I think there's a lot to be said to that. I carry myself in the best way that I know how to, because I know that my mama taught me well. I know that, I was raised in the church, though I do not attend as frequently anymore. But I was always taught to, give it forward, to take care of people, to make sure that you're benefiting the greatest amount of people. I've worked for a nonprofit, I work in education, and I think what's hard with public trust right now is exactly that there have been these bad actors that are spoiling it for everyone else. And, it's really hard to just go up to someone and say, hey, please believe in me. I am not corrupt.
It's all about actions. It's all about actions. I think that's the thing that, everyone wants to see actions, just not like the photo ops that I feel like a lot of people do in politics. And even the LA mission, like I said, I have people in line sometimes that just want to show up to that event because there's so much paparazzi. And like I say, you can help any day of the year. Have you? No. So you want to join me. So that's what I'm saying. And it's okay, because if that paparazzi picture even makes one person out there motivated to do it, I'm all for it. I'm like, okay. But there's people doing it specifically for clout as opposed to a good reason, doing it for the applause and not for the cause. And so it is hard. It's like a needle in a haystack to pick through and find the good ones out there. And we can only go based off of what you show us.
That's right.
Which, I mean, come on, she has a Rottweiler, right? Is it a full, I mean.
Do you have a Rottweiler?
I have a Rottie.
Oh my goodness, I have a Rottie, and I just got another puppy, Rottie, as well.
So that makes her a very special person in you. So
do you have a boy or a girl?
We trust you fully.
I have a girl.
How old is she?
She's almost 2.
Oh my God, she's a puppy. Is she full rot?
I just bought her wisdom panel. So I'm going to do a TikTok about it, and we're going to find out if she's full Rottie, but she's just the most gorgeous animal.
Oh my goodness.
She's so beautiful.
What's her name? I have her right here.
Let's see her.
She's really cute.
She's
I stalked you a
cute.
little bit. So
She looks like a little mixed on the side of her profile. Is she a little mixed, do you think? Maybe like a German Shepherd in there? How's her tail?
I don't know.
She's
tail's
so
long.
cute.
Oh, she doesn't do that. Yeah, she has long tail too. She doesn't.
It was really hard for me to find a breeder that did not cut before they sell, because a lot of them, they literally use nail clippers. Like as soon as the thing's born, they'll just clip it right there.
That's
because
so
it's
nail
literally
clippers?
because it's like a noodle size when they're born.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Disgusting.
That's
It's
disgusting.
disgusting.
That's
so
really disgusting.
it took me a long time to find a breeder that had this type of Rottweiler that was against the cutting of tails, was against caging, was against all that. I mean, my Rottweiler came from like cornfields. So
like
I think when
Pennsylvania
she came to LA,
or something,
she wouldn't
right?
pee on the streets because it was like she had never seen streets before, because she's used to like a ranch cornfield out in like Pennsylvania.
That's what happens. Us Midwestern people.
And I got another puppy. I got another Rottweiler. Honestly, this is a lot to do with you as well, because LA is under like some sort of purge attack, and I'm anti-gun. And
I was just gonna. Oh my gosh, you just read my mind. That's how we work.
Oh my God, I posted something that
because we were on Instagram. I just pulled another thing up on Instagram, and
But I got another dog. So because Jaja right now is 115 pounds, and the boy that's coming is supposed to reach 150. So I don't need any gun.
She doesn't need any guns.
I am the same way.
Well, that's what our next question is what's your take on guns and gun control and all that good stuff?
When, so I lived in a condo for a long time, and, we had security 24/7. But we bought a house, and when we bought a house, my husband said, "Do you want to buy a gun?" I'm like, "Absolutely not.
Yeah.
We're going to get a Rottweiler."
100%. It's like,
absolutely not.
You can't, honestly, you can't pay for any better security than a Rottweiler. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
From what I've heard, what I've read, just even, she's not 150, she's about 75 pounds. She's the runt of the litter, but that bark shakes the house.
Oh, I know, girl.
That bark shakes the house.
Oh yeah.
Jaja. Her dog's name is Jaja. She's really sweet.
She's really sweet too.
I feel like,
listen, I've seen her angry, and it's something I think I was shaking for 2 days, because seeing that type of a rage come from such a powerful creature that you almost felt like you might not have been able to control. Because it's like their main thing is to protect you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some guy turned a corner at night. I was literally walking her at night. Some guy, he comes out, he turned a corner, but before he turned the corner, he saw me, and he was wearing a baseball cap, and it's COVID, so he's wearing his mask, and he realized who I was. So he turned back and goes, "Oh my God." And Jaja was like, "Rawr."
Really?
I mean, it was,
That's
and
scary.
she started kicking like a bison. I went back the next day. I swear to God, it was this deep in the grass holes. She was like, he was like, oh my God, dude,
my God,
leave.
That's scary.
I had never seen that.
She's so
capability in her.
So sweet. And
it was like a lion. I think I sounded like a lion. I'm sorry if I just shot everyone's ears off.
But going back to the political, talk.
I forgot everything as soon as you said Rottweiler.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get back. Let's get back to the interview.
Yeah.
So public safety, Rottweilers, guns. I'm bringing everything back full circle. What is your outlook on guns and gun control? Is that something that you bring into your issues and you running and stuff? What's your take on that?
I have not put it as part of my platform, but I personally, like, we should not need guns. We should not have guns. We should definitely not have automatic guns that are able to shoot large rounds of ammunition. We look around, and during COVID, school shootings stopped because kids weren't at school. And now that they're back in school, you saw what happened in Michigan. And it just absolutely breaks my heart that all of our elected officials can do is offer thoughts and prayers and not meaningful action on gun reform and how to get guns off of our streets. And now we have so many different ways to access guns and print guns and have ghost guns and like literally order parts on Amazon. And we have no other developed society in this country where this happens.
Yeah.
And we have been desensitized to the fact that this is just a way of life, and we send our kids to school understanding that this is something that could happen, and our kids are growing up doing active shooter drills.
I know. Oh my God, I can't. When my niece and nephew had to go through the drills, it was like breaking my heart when my niece was explaining it to me. I'm like, I don't understand. How is this a thing?
Wait, I have to say a little. Can you guys get me up to speed on this?
They teach you. There's a couple methods that you're supposed to do based on what's happening with the shooter, and you're supposed to take those methods. This last shooting that just took place in the school, one of the boys, they're calling him a hero, he did one of the methods and he saved his whole classroom.
Wow.
It's amazing, but it's amazing, but it's sad.
It's yeah.
Like, why are we at a point where we went to school, we had
drop,
DARE.
and roll.
Do you remember DARE?
Remember DARE?
Drug Abuse Resistance Education. And they were just teaching us how to say no to a joint.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You would see the joint passing and you're supposed to say no. That was like the whole logo. That was like a big deal.
Yeah.
A big deal if someone offered you a joint at school, man. That was like hello.
Yeah.
And look what it is now.
Right.
Wait, what was stop, drop, and roll? Why was that my thing?
That was for fire.
Was that fire? That was fire.
Stop, drop, and roll. You're supposed to roll so the fire can't.
Oh, that was and then we had
then back in our day, it
tornadoes,
was to stop, drop, and take cover for earthquake. But they said that's not the method anymore. It's the pyramid. You are supposed to go into a pyramid effect, so the ceiling hits the highest thing first and drops down, and you are completely safe in a pyramid. A group of engineers and architects and firefighters put that together about 25 years ago.
And ours was go under a desk during tornadoes in the Midwest.
You actually die faster if you go under the desk or the doorway.
For earthquake.
Yeah.
But I think for tornado, I don't know.
Tornado, you better go under the ground, girl. Like,
well, when you're in school, you can't. So those are our things, and now, wow, like do the gun thing and hide from guns and whatever. It's so crazy how times have changed.
I'm glad she's in agreement with me. I mean, but geez,
we're just everyone
get
a Rotweiler.
Good information.
We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back,
before anyone missed the moment and thought I was lying, I took my phone out and I had to put it on Instagram for the world to see as well. You know why? Because she thought it's a normal thing to do.
Oh, because we had to.
There was a chunk of tahini in her hair.
Do you know what I hate? When I sign up for a free trial of something, and then when the trial ends, my card gets charged because I forgot to cancel it. Now, luckily, I'm so lazy that I don't get to that point. So I do want the free trial, but I know I'm going to forget to cancel it. So I don't even go in that direction to actually do it because I don't want to be that person that forgets to do it and I keep getting charged. Do you ever have the situation, Gigi?
I do not, unfortunately.
No, that's fortunate that you don't have that. Now, Ryan, on the other hand, with Peacock and some of the other things, you do have this problem,
Disney
right?
Plus, Peacock, all of them. I now have all the channels that I don't watch.
And you just keep paying these monthly subscriptions because don't let greedy corporations trick you out of hard-earned money anymore. Download Truebill to take control of your subscriptions. Truebill is an app that helps you identify and stop paying for subscriptions you don't need, want, or simply forget about. Truebill's members save an average of $720 per year. That's a decent amount of cash.
Companies make subscriptions hard to cancel, and Truebill makes it incredibly simple. Just link your accounts, and Truebill will cancel all of your unwanted subscriptions in one tap. Don't fall for subscription scams. Start canceling today at truebill.com/GGG. Go right now. Truebill.com/GGG. It could save you thousands a year. Truebill.com/GGG.
What I typically do is how we end the interview is we go into a game called Forgive Me, I Have Sinned. And I ask you questions, and they're not bad. They're fun. It's very light and fluffy and fun stuff. I get dark a little bit sometimes, but are we ready for the game? Are you ready? Okay. Well, first of all, thank you so much for being here.
I'm so nervous.
So with and usually I go over these with her because she has to I want her to make sure they're kosher and stuff. So this is a surprise to her too.
Wait, does she not answer them too?
No, this is just for you. You're on a spot,
girl.
Yeah. So since Christmas is coming up, I thought we'll start with that one.
Oh, it has to be innocent if Christmas is involved. You can't include baby Jesus.
I'm being nice.
Okay.
I'm being nicer. Okay. Have you ever regifted something that you received as a gift?
Ooh.
Oh, I did it literally yesterday.
Oh my God.
What was it?
Okay, we know she's an honest candidate. Okay, you can expect honesty from her.
Yes.
Okay. She will re-gift
what was
it.
It was like what? What was it?
Oh my God. Wait, do I have to?
No, you don't have to answer that part.
Oh no, because then the person's gonna know.
She's only allowed to. No. Nope. You asked that question. Move past. Nope.
That's it.
Yep. Next question, girl.
Oh man, I want to know what it was. That's like the fun
I do
part.
too. I really do too, but I think she's gonna get in trouble. It's probably her boss.
It's
just called a second ago.
Okay, fine. We'll save you your job. Okay.
Whoever got the gift yesterday.
Okay, fine. Okay. Have you ever gone more than 1 week without washing your hair?
You're trying to find ways to justify that you do that regularly, don't you?
Yes.
After COVID, pre-COVID and after.
No, I can't. I think the most is 3 days. My hair is my hair's so straight and flat that I can't.
Oh, I think I have my hair. I can go a long time,
very long.
And I recently had no time
a week before you've gone.
I went past the week this time. It was really bad.
You should run for office. You're very honest too.
I'm very honest.
You heard some of her honesty sometimes. Yeah, can be scary.
It's really scary. Okay, have you? Oh, this one. I think you'll like this one.
You're going at her still.
We're going another one too because your hair's so beautiful. I'm going to keep it here. Have you ever, in an emergency situation, had to use your hair as dental floss?
No. No.
Wait,
I'd
so
much rather just not floss.
So you have this huge thing in your tooth, right? And you're are you guys, am I crazy? Because I do. And apparently I thought other people do too. No one does.
Dulce, can I reel you in for a second? I was driving, Anita and I we just did the Improv live in Irvine, and we were driving back we did a walkthrough. We're driving back. We had so many snacks and goodies and stuff like that. And I look to the side, and Anita she's got a long weave here, right? So I see she's flossing, right? And before anyone missed the moment and thought I was lying, I took my phone out and I had to put it on Instagram for the world to see as well. You know why? Because she thought it's a normal thing to do. She thought everybody flosses their teeth with their hair. And then she goes, but I just washed my hair. I'm like, but that's not the point that you just washed your hair. You just put food. And she goes, no, it's just tahine.
Oh, because we had to.
There was a chunk of tahine in her hair.
This is the thing. I don't regularly do it. I said an emergency situation.
You didn't say emergency.
Yes, I did.
You
right
just
here
said
too.
if I'm driving, I don't have anything in the car. And
yeah,
I'm like,
and I have to go
I said
somewhere.
You could pull
I'm
out
gonna
a piece of paper, and I taught her pull out a piece of paper, one of those cards, the thin cards, a piece. Just stick it in there and ding it. She's like, oh my God, I never thought of that.
And it's not like, listen, if I have dental floss on me, I'm going to floss, I'm going to brush my teeth.
You should just carry dental floss everywhere.
That's the trick. But you don't have dental floss. Okay. Something's going on.
Oops,
and
sorry.
Now she's burning me.
Not on purpose. It's not even lit.
Anyways. Okay. Well, that's it. We're gonna let's just end this here before it could get uglier, because yes.
Dulce, thank you so much for joining us today. This was an interesting run. I loved it. It was very colorful. Anita, you did an amazing job.
Really?
Yeah, you did an amazing job. You were great.
I'm trying to be like you, so I'm trying to get there.
Don't ever. No, she should never try to be like me. Be like you, because you're better at being you.
But good luck with everything. It was great running into you that day and being able to do this. And if anyone wants to support and they can join your team of
absolutely
it's www.dulcevasquez.com. Is that the best way to get to you and to be able to kind of donate to your campaign?
That's the best way to donate, but I am on all the socials. I'm on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook at Vasquez Dulce. We have an incredible team of young people. So if you want to come feel young, everyone on my team is under 25. We are going to start our field operation early next year. So starting to door knock, text bank, phone bank. You can donate to, obviously, I'm trying to raise about $500,000, talk about expensive campaigns, trying to raise $500,000 to get us into office and to get the youngest, I'd be the youngest woman currently serving.
Wow.
I'd be only one of, 3 women currently serving.
Mm-hmm.
So please, local offices are really important. Most of the things that you would probably complain about are not handled by your senator or by the president. They're handled by your local city council. So these are very, very important positions to make thriving neighborhoods. So thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Dulce, and hopefully you will be our future. Hopefully we'll see you there.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to Genuinely Gigi. Download new episodes every week. And if you haven't already, subscribe. And be sure to leave us a rating and review. And while you're at it, check out some of the other great shows available on Straw Hut Media.